everybody. We're here, we're queer, and we have a fantastic run of Crow Country New Game Plus 80% restricted by PunkinSpice for you right the hecky now.
Well, hi, and how do you do? Yeah, we're doing Crow Country. It's a country about crows. There's actually fewer crows than you'd think. Sorry ahead of time. I'm also going to be joined by...
You're traveling through another dimension. Dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. There's a signpost up ahead. Your next stop? Crow Country. Also, hi, I'm a teacher.
I brought you
just
support,
like the music,
steal the show.
The music in the background. I'm like, oh, this is very like, what? I should like pull up the Twilight Zone introduction to give something to play along with the atmosphere. So thank you for letting me do that. I've also prepared 37 PowerPoint slides about why we should create a country for corvids. So if production would just go ahead and share my screen. Sorry, I'm being told that one, that's not what this is about, and two, I'm fired. So thanks everyone, have a great night.
While you were doing that, I literally had to put my hand over my mouth because I was like losing. I'm like, no, don't mess it up. Don't.
So,
anyways, in case it wasn't clear, I'm here to cause problems. But there's also going to be a speed run, so stay tuned for that.
There is, and as you see here, we're on Murder of Crows because we donated for that, and it's gonna be fun. I actually enjoy doing Murder of Crows the most, so we're gonna stop wasting time a little bit at least and get going. So,
yes, I suppose we should keep the marathon on track whenever you're ready.
We're gonna country our whatever, we'll workshop it in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
All right, good. I was waiting until you said go to hit the incredibly loud incorrect buzzer, but now is as good a time as any.
So anyway, like I said, there's not really a whole lot about crows, but we are using the crow hat and the crow bow, the crow launcher.
The crossbow.
Crossbow, yes, a little bit. To hear Punkin tell it, the crossbow is actually one of the more difficult mechanics as far as the speedrun goes. Maybe not in a casual playthrough. There are other things that you might find yourself worried about more, but getting it to accurately hit small spots using like pseudo tank controls. We actually found out during a practice run that the difference in whether or not you bring tank controls to what you're doing is whether you're using the D-pad or the analog sticks on any given controller. The D-pad actually emulates classic tank style movement, which as it turns out, not super fun to do when trying to play this as a speedrun.
Yeah, I don't prefer it, all things considered.
You've already noticed. You've also already noticed at least one example of this game's method of puzzle solving, which is to say that most things are a set solution. So if you know where you're going, if you know what the fairy in the booth is looking for in terms of, or sorry, the matron at the booth is looking for in terms of, you know, the statement you're supposed to tell her, those sorts of things, you can just kind of skip a lot of the puzzle solving in this game. Wouldn't recommend it casually, but. Yeah, no, it's part of what makes it.
And just thinking about fairies and fountains.
Maybe a little bit, but no, it's also because one of the things that you could tell her in the middle of your statement was, "Oh, great fairy." I'm like, oh, I saw that on screen recently. I should. No, wait, that's not the right thing to say at all.
So there's a puzzle here, but you can also just do that.
As is often the case, the solution to the puzzle was violence.
Yep. Now, this is a really tough enemy that has a lot of health. It deals a lot of damage, and I'm going to open the door.
The solution to this boss fight is also violence.
And you might be asking yourself, you know, if you've watched a survival horror speedrun here and there, you might be saying, huh, you're stopping to shoot enemies sometimes? That's kind of weird. Yeah, so on Murder of Crows, enemies are way more aggressive than they are on the default setting. Like, a lot more. They have lower attack cooldowns, they deal more damage, etc. And if you take enough damage, and it's not a whole lot to get to that point, it's like just barely into caution, I think, you'll start limping very slowly. It's supposed to be like an homage to like the old Resident Evil games. And it's so slow, in fact, that if you're even near an enemy, you're probably just getting hit again and killed.
Yeah. You chose to play it on hard difficulty, so they decided, you know what? What the heck? You can have the unfun mechanics from the early Resident Evil games too. Why not?
So yeah, occasionally we'll actually stop to kill enemies because it's just going to be easier that way rather than trying to run past them.
Especially with the pro grenade launcher that we have access
Yes.
to being on New Game Plus.
Yep. We shoot tiny little crow heads.
Which naturally,
launcher.
again, you know, picking up the mechanics and the sensibilities of older games, yes, you can absolutely decimate yourself with a poorly placed grenade.
No, you can't. That's never happened to me. Don't worry about it.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
This game also has an interesting quirk due to how it's coded, where if, say I do get injured like that, I'm not going to pull up my menu with an enemy right next to me because whatever animation they had playing will then just reset and they'll be able to immediately do it again as soon as I come out of the menu. So if I heal in an enemy's face, they're just going to immediately hit me again. So the fact you can get slowed down if you get too injured and then need to heal, and then the menu has a weird quirk of resetting their animations, you can see how maybe sometimes you don't want to get too close to the enemies and you want to just hit them with a grenade launcher instead. Because I can tell you early on, I definitely had a couple of times where an enemy would just catch me out and that was it, just full to empty. But if we're lucky, we'll never see that happen.
So plot. Obviously you're stuck in a theme park. Does it
Well,
explain why you're there at like some point, or
we could actually leave at any time. We're just not intelligent.
Yeah, whatever's going on here, we chose to be part of this.
There's a reason to get into it. I think would give away a little bit too much of the game, and I'm trying to avoid that as best as I can. But the gist of it is that you are Mara Forrest. She is here looking for Mr. Crow, who owns Crow Country. It's not on the nose, I promise. It's a little on the nose. Ouch. And that's the general idea. Giving anything more than that is gonna explain a little too much, I think. But it's not a very particularly long game, for better or worse. Like even when I played it the first time, I got through the whole thing in like 5 hours with the fever haze because I was sick and was like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna play this entire game, and so I did. And most of the plot is backloaded.
Afterwards, or was it just like? Meh?
I feel like that's a loaded question because I think I always have strange dreams, but
Yeah,
not particularly. That said, we're gonna be going through a little maze here, so I'm just gonna be like kicking things, and it's gonna do the horror game thing of, oh, there's monsters now. So, if you've got any messages you'd like to share with us, this would be a great opportunity.
Well, I do want to remind everybody that we do have a bid war open for the very next run that is coming up to save or destroy Seattle. And if we destroy Seattle, that's the longer route. It adds 4 minutes to the route, but also sets Seattle on fire. Obviously, saving Seattle is going to be a little bit faster with a little less fire. Currently in the lead, we have saving Seattle at $220, but destroying Seattle is coming right up behind at $161. Let me just, yeah, it is coming right up. So yes, if you would like to see Seattle burn, now is a great time to get your donations in for Point of Pride.
You know, counterpoint, if you're watching this run right now, you're getting a good amount of fire happening, both to enemies as they explode. We set something on fire just earlier. If we do it right, we'll remember to pick up a flamethrower later.
I've absolutely never forgotten, ever, especially not in the practice before this. Don't worry.
No, yeah, exactly.
Actually, I made a different mistake in an earlier practice that I've never made before. I forgot one of the fuels. I've never done that one. And now I've been double checking myself ever since. Yep, still got it. We're good. So you may have noticed very briefly, because I'm doing it very quickly, that I have been like picking up random little things of fuel. One of them we do use. I forgot that we don't have the key yet. One of them we do use for the melting the resin that the mask was in, and then two of them we want for the flamethrower. And then that flamethrower is going to actually let us bypass the intended solution to a puzzle, because we'll need to melt some resin again, and the game's already taught us that fire melts resin, which is, you know, I feel like maybe kind of a given, but hey. And instead of going and getting a whole jar of acid and all of that, we're just going to shoot it with a flamethrower when we get there. And that's why we need to make sure we have fuel. And that code that we just did was the hardest one in the game. Same code as my luggage, with being 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is a good point to go ahead and point out. You didn't see it because we skipped the intro cutscene, but this game takes place in 1990. If you didn't get that, you're going to. We're in an arcade. And it doesn't stop there, I assure you. Okay, decent dolphin RNG. Not things you get to say normally in a horror game, by the way. We want to get each of these to a specific score. They have to be like multiples of each other, basically. And
I'm always tracking my dolphin RNG in Resident Evil games.
Countries are there in Europe? I think it's this one. Great. So
Nice work.
I was hoping we get a different question, by the way, because that quiz game is the one that aggressively punches you in the face saying it's 1990.
Right.
Because one of my favorite questions on it is it asks you how many planets are in the solar system, and the answer is 9 because it's 1990.
But it's still 9. It's always been 9.
There's other questions like what's the world's tallest building? What's the highest grossing film, which is E.T. at the time?
And now we play a CRT version of Feeding Frenzy while we wait.
Yeah. And then we get a floppy disk for our troubles. Again, in case you really need to know that this takes place in 1990.
Oh, yeah, we got a copy of the save icon. Weird. I wonder what that's used for.
That hurt. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see.
As somebody who's old enough to have used a 5 1/4-inch floppy.
Oh, darn. So,
Sorry,
I checked my...
pros. I'm so excited.
I checked my inventory for a second.
There are a few of those around here.
Yeah, there are. Because I wanted to see how many medkits I have, because these little crates and bottles, or jugs, whatever that you see around, their inventory is randomized, and it'll be based on like what I already have. Hey, little crow. So, assuming that I have, sorry, brain fart right now. Assuming that I have the, like, the number of my medkits is low enough, basically. Like, if it's like 2 or less, I think, and I don't have handgun ammo, etc. Basically, it tries to give you what you don't already have. So if I have a bunch of medkits, etc., it's not going to give me any more. If I have no medkits, it's going to give me a bunch. And something that I think is a little abusable is if there are multiple crates next to each other, and I haven't picked up the medkit yet. Say, like, one of the crates does drop a medkit, and I shoot the other crate, it's still going to drop another medkit because I haven't picked that up yet. That's not in my inventory. It doesn't know about it. So I was really hoping that those 2 crates, one of them would have a medkit, but alas. And hey,
But in the
tree.
proud tradition of other Resident Evil games, checking somebody else's trunk often yields useful items. In this case, a pair of running shoes.
And you'll never guess what they do. They make you run faster. Also, here's the flamethrower. It's a secret item.
It's a secret that'll help us later.
It's a secret to everyone.
Also true.
Not much later.
It's gonna secretly help us set things on fire, like Seattle.
Yeah,
do we have time for some donations right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
All right. I have a $25 donation here from Bo, who says, Destroy Seattle is slower, more marathon. Well, the choice is obvious then. Less than 3. Happy Pride to everyone. That one did go towards destroying Seattle in our bid war, so thank you so much. I also have $10 here from Grebo, who says, Please don't destroy Seattle. All the most attractive trans baristas you've ever seen in your life all live here. There's crying emoji.
Maybe that's why that route is longer, because you have to make sure they get to safety before you.
That's right. That's right. We have to evacuate them. Yeah, don't worry. No trans baristas will be harmed in the setting on fire of Seattle in this particular marathon. You have my guarantee. Please get your donations in.
So I'm just taking that enemy out early because we're going to have to go that way later. And that one doesn't usually hit me, but I mean, you know, as I said, it doesn't usually hit me, and I don't want to go with usually. There's going to be a little mini-boss here after I hit this lever, and it's going to be a big, long fight. Anyway, I'm just going to go to the door, and we're going to put the code in, and then we're going to leave.
Yeah, the good news is that the reward for fighting the mini-bosses is the key, is the code to get back out of the room. And like we mentioned earlier, the answers are the same every time, except for, you know, the quiz game. So
Yep.
we already knew the code, so time to leave.
Fun fact, you have to fight a single boss in this game. Every single other boss, you can leave. Just go.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Hit the bricks. If
Yep.
it sucks, you can just leave. Mara can too. She just doesn't realize that.
I feel like this is the perfect block to reference to Shares.
Oh, definitely. May the admin always be with you.
You may have seen the one that popped out of the box, like in the little like backroom looking area. As a fun fact, that on normal difficulty will pop out of that crate. We're stuck on the geometry in here because this room is weird. They'll pop out of that crate. If I open the window of that crate and then come back later, then it jumps out. On Murder of Crows, actually, it just pops out instantly. Just does not care. Like, Murder of Crows does a few little gameplay differences, which I think is neat. Aside from the fact we still don't actually fight it. It just kind of pops out and says hi. And we're like, hey. And then we just leave. And this is the reason we wanted the flamethrower. And I was smart this time. I didn't shoot the head with the flamethrower because the head doesn't take any damage from the flamethrower. Just the resin. And you need exactly 18. So as long as I don't waste more than 2 of my flamethrower ammo, we're all good. We've got the golden key. We're going to go into Mr. Crow's office. And you'd think, wow, Mr. Crow, that's the guy that we've been looking for this whole time. He's going to be in there, right? And we're going to be at the end of the game.
Yeah, we'll definitely see him just as soon as we take care of our gaping chest wound.
Yeah. He'll definitely be there. We're going to just get rid of that real quick. Oh, you're okay.
That's
okay.
a fast little bugger.
All right. We're just going to reset the room so that you don't catch up to me like that. Because fun fact, if I tried to shoot it with a grenade there, I'd probably blow myself up, and we're not going to do that. Hey, buddy. Come on. There we go. Also, that's Robert over there. Say hi to Robert.
Hey, Robert.
Robert's really slow. He never catches up to us.
He's
All right,
right.
how about you, Mr. Crow?
Take your time, buddy.
Oh, dang. Mr. Crow's not here. Well, I'm going to pull this picture. And I'm going to grab this huge med kit that he kept in the corner with a bunch of other stuff for some reason. And then one med kit, even though there's a ton of med kits on there, Mara's polite. No, seriously, I'm not kidding. That's actually what she does. If you try to interact with it again, she says, I don't really need another one. I'll leave them for somebody else or something along those lines.
Yes, all the other investigators who are going to come through here.
Well, fun fact, there are actually quite a few NPCs. We just let half of them die. Anyway, I knew the code here, so that door opened immediately. There was a mini-boss there, by the way. It's a bit of a running theme. But yes, there are 2 characters who you are supposed to save. One of them, your first time playing through the game, you will save unless you are the most stubborn person on the planet, because he is sitting on top of a code that you need right next to him. So you will not, literally not get any further than that unless you help him. You could, I guess, also just brute force the code and then not save him, and then he dies. And that is an interesting playthrough, and I have a lot of questions for you, seriously. That's weird. But we already knew the code, so we let him die the normal way. Weird thing to say, by the way.
Yes, the normal way of letting someone... Well...
Old age?
Right, yes. Comfortably in his sleep.
So we're going to do some math now. We have to add this up to 50, but luckily I know if I just do the first 3 and then 20, it's 50. There's a fun fact. Multiple ways you can solve that puzzle. There's different combinations of numbers that do work. I just feel like it's easy to remember. Hit the first 3 and then do 20.
I have heard and have done some scientific confirmation, you know, any good experiment should be able to be repeated, that it is in fact possible to add more than 4 different kinds of numbers up to 50. So we just, you know, I figured the scientific rigor would be appreciated in a speedrun like this.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Teatree.
Absolutely.
This is a game all about science. I mean, we're going to even have like vials in a little bit. And as everybody knows, vials are the most scientific thing that you can possibly think of. Vials with an A, by the way. Not the Mega Man enemy, Mega Man X enemy.
I was gonna say file with a PH. Like a phylacteries tools. PHIAL
okay.
file.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, that was Julie again. We saw her for like half a second earlier. She's a lawyer. Don't worry about it. Play the game. She's gonna have a little captain's hat now and is gonna take us on a boat ride because we can't do it ourselves. We have to get in the boat. And see, look, she's got a little captain's hat. It's cute. And we're getting this boat ride. It's gonna be a really long, like super long auto scroller segment. This is honestly my least favorite part of the run because you sit here for, I don't know, at least like 10 seconds because there's a whale in the way and we can't get past.
Yeah, sorry. If there hadn't been a whale, it would have been a great time to read messages.
Oh, yeah. Dare they? I was gonna say, I was like a long auto scroller donation. You're like 10 seconds, and I'm like, oh, well, the speedrunner long. All right.
But don't worry, now is a good time for some messages if you got any for us.
Amazing, amazing. I have $10 here from Agent Zero who says Seattle knows what it did. And I have $5 here from Verifage. I also have $25 here from Earthquakes who says, I'm coming for Seattle. All right, I want to give everybody an update on our bid war. It's pretty exciting. Destroy Seattle is coming right up now at $176. Save Seattle is still in the lead. Will we get to wreck Seattle? I mean, your donations are what are going to decide, so you need to get them in. You need to get them in. Do remember that you do need to click on those bid wars. They do not click on themselves.
True. And see, I just felt so bad there about the, tricking you, thinking into there was being an auto scroller that I forgot to grab the battery I was supposed to grab over there, so I had to run back and waste a little bit of time. So you're welcome, making up for my sins.
Yeah, Point of Pride got what they needed with your generous donations, and we actually just got the only item that we really needed in the whole game. This is that battery is the solution to the first thing you come across. So.
Yep, there's an animatronic crow in the middle of the little hub area. And literally the end of the game is right below it. We just needed the battery to make it move, and then we can head to the end of the game. I mean, we have to charge it, I guess, but I don't know if there's like, is there anywhere we can do that? You think? Like, oh, there's electricity over here. I wonder if there's like a charging station or something.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, find some jumper cables and do it with our car.
Yep, we're a little bit injured.
I would be too if, I mean, it depends whether it's voltage or amperage, but just based on the fact that electricity visibly arced through the air, yeah, that would probably also hurt me.
As a fun fact, despite seeing the electrical cables and the clamps there, Mario doesn't know what this does until you push the button. So you have to push the button first, and then you can put the battery there. Also, you can just leave the battery.
Yeah, actually, that's true of basically every key item in the game. Anywhere we use something where it definitely clearly was used, like the Mask of Woe that we put into the one of the areas. Yeah, no, it's still in our inventory. So if you ever need it later, you still got it.
Yep. Key items never actually leave your inventory. I assume it's just a thing either to prevent soft locks or something. But yeah, you can just leave the battery there. Once it's charged, we're good. And you may notice it's night now. This is a fun time to tell you that this game goes through different phases as you progress the story. We missed about 3 of them because they just never triggered. There's at one point where it starts raining, and there's a point just before the rain, and it changes what enemies spawn and all that, and we just never saw any of that because we didn't do that. There's so much of this game that you haven't seen, by the way. You have no idea how many rooms we have not seen. Also, bye, Mr. Crow. That's not Mr. Crow. That's Mr. Crow. Different Mr. Crow. Don't get confused.
Mr. Crow is my father. Please call me Mr. Crow.
Yeah, of course. And this is going to be the last time that we have to worry about enemies in this game, and it's the time we most have to worry about them. And I'm really glad that we have this grenade launcher, because there's a ton of enemies in here. And we have the slowest sword in existence. Over through. And that's it. Now we just have a boss to worry about. And you're not going to believe how we deal with that. Tree, how do we deal with that?
I'm not totally sure, but I'm going to guess violence. Also, speaking of violence, bye. Yeah, so don't worry about it. That guy was a jerk.
We're not going to address that.
I wasn't ready.
No one ever is.
Julie definitely wasn't ready. She's also not going to sweat it because that guy was a jerk.
Yep. So it's a funny death in the first place, but it's much funnier when you're using you may have noticed, by the way, that my text is going by really fast. The Crow Country speedrun community is nice, and if you're on PC at least, they allow auto hotkey macros so that text text doesn't need to be mashed through. It's a little bit of an accessibility thing. It's really nice. So all the text goes by really fast, and that makes Marv's death way more comical because the dialogue lasts for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, so yeah, we have the ability to hold down a button on our controller that basically does the same buttons that you would be pressing repeatedly, mechanical keyboard clacky style to mash through dialogue. Speaking of mashing through dialogue.
Speaking of mashing through dialogue, if you've got any last messages for us, this is the time because I'm going to be holding it for a long time.
Well, I'm going to hit refresh here really quick, and then I'm going to tell everybody that the money we raise will go to Point of Pride's various support programs, such as their annual Transgender Surgery Fund, which is a scholarship-like program that provides direct financial assistance to trans folks who cannot afford their gender-affirming surgery. It is a really, really wonderful cause we're here raising funds for. Please do get your donations in. Whether you put them towards the bid war or not, they're all going to a fabulous place, to Point of Pride.
Absolutely. And not a hard flashing lights warning, but just a mild one, at least for people. There are going to be some flashes on the screen just from the grenades going off, but the boss is going to spawn in. We're just shooting a bunch of grenades in the pool. Yep, this is the boss fight, and he did one of his mechanics, and now he's done. And this isn't time yet. Time is going to be when I do the last A button press. Whenever it lets me do that. The slowest point in the game. And don't worry about what's on screen. Don't ask anything. And time.
Yep, definitely don't look. Cover your eyes. Okay. Punkin call time. Now it's okay to look again.
Now it's okay to look again. And we're just drinking some Kool-Aid out in the desert, as one does with their besties.
I think I've ever had that particular flavor of Kool-Aid, whatever that color was.
That was clearly neon lime Kool-Aid.
Yeah, Baja Blast Kool-Aid. Got it.
Baja Blast-Aid. But yeah, that was Crow Country. New game plus. Any percent restricted. Murder of Crows is a mouthful. There is so much of the game that is not ever seen in this run. So you have no idea what you haven't seen. There's a lot still to see, and I definitely highly recommend this game. Please play it. It's so cool. I thank you for having me, by the way. If you'd like to find me on the internet, not in real life, let's keep that separated. It'd be PunkinSpice Latte, PunkinSpice Latte _ between all the words on Twitch. And Tree, what about you?
Volunteer for speedrun marathons. That's what I always tell people, because that's the place where I'm most likely to be, somewhere behind the scenes. But I do also have a hotfix show every other Wednesday. Next show is the 17th of June. It's called Out of the Box. It focuses on games that are easily accessible to get into, not unlike Crow Country, although it'd be the new game category if I were to feature it on the show. And that doesn't give you the infinite grenade launcher, so.
Or a crow hat.
True. Yeah, without the crow hat,
so
really, what's the
curious
point?
about the crow hat. I didn't ask about it like the whole time, but like, do you just automatically have the crow hat, or is that something that you put on for?
It is a bonus costume you get for beating it on Murder of Crows, and it gives you the infinite ammo crossbow.
Crossbow. I love it. Thank you so much for that amazing, amazing run. Friends, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do, and I hope that you stick around for the last run of our cozy horror block that we have coming right up. That's going to be Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, Any Percent Aster the Horror Girl. It's going to be running that for you real soon, but first, we're going to take a little break. Don't go anywhere, all right? All right, friends, if you're just joining us, welcome to Power Up with Pride 2026. We are here raising funds for Point of Pride. You are watching Power Up with Pride. We are running from June 5th to June 7th. We are benefiting Point of Pride. To find out more about them, you can find the link to their site in the panels below the stream or use !charity in chat. If you're interested in donating, you can type !donate in the chat. Find the schedule by using !schedule or see the incentives with !incentives. Or you can ask me, your friendly host, and I will tell you that we still have that bid war open to save or destroy Seattle in the very next run in the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Oh, hold on, let me get the category. Any % run. Now, Save is still in the lead at $220, but Destroy Seattle is coming right up at $176. Destroy Seattle is slower. It is 4 minutes slower, and also we get to see Seattle be on fire. So if you want to see more marathon, then get those donations in to Destroy Seattle. However, if you love Seattle with your whole heart, then get your donations in to lengthen that lead to save Seattle. Either way, they're going to Point of Pride. So you can't lose. It's all good. We also have an incentive open right now for a run that is coming up tomorrow for Sonic Robo Blast 2 for Sonic's Schoolhouse custom map. Now, in order to unlock that, we're looking for $400. Obviously, it just opened up, so we don't have any donations towards that yet. Do remember that these incentives and bid wars do not click on themselves. You have to click on them in order for the donation to be put towards them. All right, I have gotten word that our runner is ready to go, so hang tight, and coming right up, we're going to have Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, any % for y'all.